Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see Viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Hi, guy. Come on. Yep. Time for something to eat. Come on. Come on. Come on, bud. Come on. He's like, don't make me come all the way over there. Alright, since you haven't eaten in a couple of weeks, I'll give you this rat pink, which would really fill your tummy. There you go. Ah, that's a big meal, huh?
Look at those cute little horns.
Such a funny snake. He definitely recognizes when food's coming and will come over, and if I really waited and taunted him a little bit, he would have come right over to the window. It's a big meal, but you've got a big mouth. That'll last you for a while.
They'll manage.
Now let's see if the girl's interested. She's up close and personal right here in front of the window. Hi. I'm not here to startle you or anything. Oh. All right. That didn't take long, did it? It is Squadalis. They come in a whole variety of colors and patterns from South Africa, depending on where they're caught.
She has almost no horns.
Yes, she has two little tiny horns. One's bigger than the other.
Are you lopsided? That's a common problem for females.
I know you're trying not to get substrate, which is really tough on your meal, huh?
Well, I think she also doesn't like having the camera so close.
Alright, so we'll just let her go and do her thing.
Enjoy your meal.
Well, here's the hatchling saw scales. Slowly getting some size. Feeding on frozen thawed pinks.
Don't rest your head on your poop.
These are Egyptian saw scales. It looks like the color is really subdued a bit, so he might be ready to shed, or she. I don't know which it is at this point. But these were two of the three hatchlings. The third one didn't make it. This one's been the best feeder of the bunch. Let's slide it back in there and let's look at the other one. This one is somewhat iffy on its feeding. Yep, we see that there's a leftover. It decided not to eat. Oh, it would eat instantly if I gave it a gecko, or I scented the mouse with gecko, but it's a little, this one is a little bit smaller, as you can see, than its sibling. and it was a bit of a pain in the butt to feed.
Okay. Well,
We have a Death Adder. We'll probably be happy to get that.
very happy.
Blink of the eye, and it's gonna die. I just came back from Venom Week, where I learned all sorts of fascinating things about snake venoms and treatments and everything. I know if I did a special video all alone without some snakes being in the frame, no one would listen to it. They presented the case of the person in Colorado who got bit by the Gila monster that he had captive. Some of the interesting things were that that particular Gila monster, in a bite test to obtain venom, a standard 5-minute bite test, produced 10 times the amount of venom that a typical Gila monster produces. So the guy said it hung on 3 to 4 minutes, but when you're in the middle of those things, you lose track of time, time compresses, but he probably got an extra big dose of venom. One thing they found when he presented at the hospital, he had a massive heart attack. And they believe it's because his coronary arteries went into spasm and closed down and caused ischemia, creating the heart attack. Because a few days later, when he was more stable, they took him to the cardiac cath lab and injected dye into his coronary arteries, and they were 100% open and clear. No plaque, no sign of heart disease. So that's the assumption of that. And then a few days after that, he had a massive stroke. They're not sure what triggered the stroke, but there's something called a special kind of anaphylaxis, which I think they called it biphasic anaphylaxis, which could have been involved, but the ultimate cause of death was his brain bleed, complicated by heart attack and the effects of a large dose of Gila monster venom. So please, folks, if you have your Gila monsters and they seem perfectly tame and docile like this guy's was, if they have a bad day, it could turn into your bad day also. So never let them loose in your hands where they can easily bite you. So moving along, since that gal is very happy, still happy death addering, we will go with this one that didn't shed.
Where is she?
Oh, her head's down at this end. So that's fine, because it means that she's less likely to be able to reach me. There we go. How you doing, girl? Are we gonna happy death at her? No? I guess not. All right. Now for the most tricky one of all. The rough death adder, who sometimes will not even wait until I have it open very long, and she'll be right here at the door. I'm trying not to get them to strike near the door. I'll take my forceps back, please. There you go. Up, and we got a little bit of a happy death adder and a nice healthy amount of substrate on your food, but you don't care, do you? No, you don't. Okay, so we'll shut that, and we'll move along to our next victim. Here's a mid-pandemic, August of 2020, blue Insularis baby that's no longer really a baby. Got time to probably move her to a slightly larger cage. It's just that, you know, they're happy in the cage that they're in. They're eating well. They're, you know, doing everything they need to do. And
as soon as you move her, she's going to go off feed and probably get grumpy and go hide.
Yep, exactly. So, you know, I'm hesitant in moving snakes around, and simply because they're very moody animals. They don't like to be harassed. They don't like to be moved about. They certainly don't like to be handled. So we try to do those things that don't upset them.
Sure is pretty. Gosh, those eyes.
All right, well, let's close the door and see who else we can entice to eat.